You are a good girl.
Some days.
All right, we are live as we stand for prayer and then pledge, and we'll get this meeting going. Well, bow your heads. Dear Lord, we thank you for this day. We thank you for bringing us all here to talk about the business of the town of Francisco. We ask you just to keep us happy and healthy here, and just to continue to guide us in your will. In your name, amen. The pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. All right. Thanks for all that came tonight. So we're going to have February minutes, and are we good on those? No? Okay. So for the Board of Works minutes, do I have a
Motion.
motion? Thank you.
Make a motion to approve the February 10th Board of Works minutes.
Do I have a second?
Where are we
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, thank you for that. Sign. Want to do the claim registers for that as well?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so for the water.
Fine. We're getting there. So, water.
So the APV accounts payable vouchers for water is $44,826.97. Do I have a motion to approve and sign?
I approve.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Teach me how to do it.
No,
No, that's it.
no, I have an issue with it, but you, 2 votes gets it. So.
Okay. You want to talk on now or wait?
I'd asked for an executive session on it but at one point, but I think our contract help needs to have a limit of number of hours and $5,000 for a month. So far, we've paid out this year $24,000 or $14,000, $14,124 in less than 3 months. And the salary, if you were a clerk treasurer, the salary for the year is $28,000.
Right.
So anyway, I have an issue with it. I don't want to make a big
Well,
to do about it here.
we'll talk about the clerk treasurer position.
Well, she's doing it all by herself now, isn't she?
But you're not paying checks. You're not doing
Mhm.
checks.
No, she is.
You are writing checks now.
And I've been signing up.
And Jennifer's not the one that's writing the checks.
No, we both do it, but yeah, I am.
We've lost one guy.
Well, we can talk about that, I guess, right? I mean, it's going to be on either side. I know we have, so the last clerk treasurer, he stepped down. And for personal reasons, time and stuff, just the time he wanted to add to it. So then it's back with Margot English since it's a Democratic seat.
Yes.
So we have 30 days for her to fill that. That's within the city limits,
Mhm.
but she has also been given the okay from the clerk's office. After that, we can hire
Yes.
a CPA. I know
Or
that-
somebody from out of town. That's what
or
she said.
yeah, somebody from outside of the town,
Yes.
the town limits. So CPA or that. I know that one person called me last night that Margot and you both have talked to
Right.
separately, and they are interested. They're just wanting to know some numbers. And then I know you had said there was somebody that you had talked to as well. So at least we can, and I know the last clerk treasurer was also looking into maybe, working with you, or I know the one person said they would like to have a deputy, and I know we have a line item for that as well. So that would rectify, I believe, what you're speaking
Right.
to.
One of my concerns, and I know it's the difference between you and me. I did all of the work, all of the town work, all the water work. I balanced all the bank accounts. I did all of it by myself. 25 hours a month was the maximum that I spent, or a week, I'm sorry.
Was it in the mess that you were in now? We're in now? We're in a
Mhm.
mess right now.
No, it wasn't.
No, I left it in good shape.
Well, it's a mess now.
And I know they're still getting through that mess, and I know things have also changed since you were
It's
there.
just less than 2 years, so it's not been a huge change
Okay.
as far as the town goes. And there's not been no change in the income that the town receives, or the water or the wastewater.
Right.
And that's one of my big concerns is we can't afford $30 an hour and then $50 an hour for somebody else.
To continue. No.
Right, to continue.
No.
It's just, and if you were going by the salary ordinance for the person that does the water, it would be $20 an hour. It's set in I believe the water salary ordinance at $20 an hour.
But we was paying you 50 to teach her how to do
You
things.
absolutely did.
Mhm.
We wasted $13,000 between Jennifer and me to teach her, and
I think she's doing pretty good.
less than 2 months she quit.
Because somebody was telling us that they were going to come back to this position, but then they went to council. The big reason that I stepped down is because I thought somebody that was doing it for 20 some odd years was going to take over the position, like she told me and the other contractor.
And it didn't happen that way.
I think you ought to just hire the CPA, forget the shit and go on.
Agree,
Because
too.
we're killing a lot of damn time just jacking around, teach this guy, teach this guy, teach this guy.
There still will have to be teaching. But
They're gonna
yeah,
know a lot more than what,
Yeah. Well,
you just walk in the
person-
door, they're gonna know a hell of a lot more right now.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you agree, Johnny?
The CPA, to some extent, yes, the CPA rules are a little bit different than the State Board of Accounts,
Right.
but yes,
And I know the one person has said they do have experience with the SBA.
yes,
Not as much as what this role is, but
right.
so I want to table this. This is something that we hopefully will rectify this month, because
Get it
the
frustrated.
30 days ends on the 20th. So my hope is by the April meeting, we will have someone in actual position to fill out the term
Find that time.
to go through the end of 2027. Wastewater, APV. All right, for that one, 17,601.21. Do I have a motion to approve?
I approve it.
All in favor? All right. With that, I wanted to do a quick meter discussion. So of course, the water meters, the reason for this discussion was you had somebody come up and talk about that they wanted to replace their own meter with their own meter. Well, that's a town meter and it can't do that. So I just wanted to just put that on record that if from the meter to your house, you can change
Hell,
your
anybody
change
who
your
writes
pipes.
my daughter knows better than that, you can ask that question.
Well, it was asked, so
I
I'm
know, I
just
heard it on the radio, I heard it.
so that's just FYI on that.
Does she need to sign that?
The door hanger.
And for just Tasha is the one that signs the top. Or no, I'm sorry.
Oh,
The clerk treasurer. You're the clerk treasurer, right?
well, as
Yes, yes. Sorry.
door hangers. Do you want to speak to that, Tasha?
Oh, yeah.
Get one.
Yeah, I got
And claim registers. We should have,
So, made up these. These are if you water for non-payment. if we're trying to get a hold of you, we can't get a hold of you, it'll say call the office. If something happened and we have to turn off your water, found a leak, anything, we have new door hangers, so you know why we were there if you weren't home.
And that did help with, because you sent out a number of these and you only had to shut off a couple.
Right.
Another one was on, so most of you probably know the water lines in this town. A lot of them are old. And there was some discussion to look into, maybe starting replacing some. I know there's one out west of town, or west of town that's, Kicks had to go and run the line to clean it out. It's a steel line. And it was causing some discoloration and stuff in the folks' water. So I know we have, there's some line items in the budget that have some money in them. I'm not advocating right now to use that for this, but it's just a discussion so we can look into it, maybe get some bids to start that process. I know we can look into bids or
To replace them.
to replace lines.
It did, the last board, did that, and it's like a $10 million.
Yes.
Yes, I've got all the big boards and all the information on it.
Okay.
It's gonna be $10 million, over $2 million, wasn't it?
I wasn't gonna say to do everything yet, but
It was
just to
divided
start.
out into 5 different sections.
Okay, maybe we can look into that some more.
So there's likely grant funding available for that
That
as well.
grant, not the grants, yeah. So
Especially-
something to look into, because at some point, these 1940 or earlier lines are gonna fail. And I know we've had some, like with the cold that we had, some lines have been, we've had leaks. That will just continue. I'm not saying to completely do everything that we don't have the money for that, but it needs to be looked into. So I just wanted to bring that up to the council.
I did talk to Kix about that, and the one that needs it really bad, he said that he's gonna shoot all me a number, and he came around the placement for it. He said around 12,000. That's why I was hoping that he was gonna be here tonight.
To talk.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything. The two other parts we just talked about, and I'll just speak on Kick. So there was a massive leak at the end of February. And they found it was outside of the Church of the Nazarene. It was an old repair that busted again. They fixed it. They had a boil order that was rescinded in a couple days. But that was a lot of water that I know, like even my and other people's pressure went down once they finally busted. But that's been repaired. And I believe, as Chuck has shown me, the numbers are back to where we're normally about 50-ish per day. So I believe we're okay at the moment, knock on wood. We don't know if this 17 degrees next week is going to cause more, but that's where we are with that. So from a Board of Works perspective, anything else from the council? Anything from the town, Board of Works wise? All right, so I make a motion to end the Board of Works meeting and open the town board meeting. I have a second for that one.
Second.
All right, so we will go into the clerk treasurer update for the town board meeting. So we need to approve the February minutes.
I need to look at this.
I make a motion to approve the February 10th Town of Francisco meeting minutes.
I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Just one second. Take over. And then if you want to do the registers for that for town. And we also need to do sign last month because last month was not signed. So do I have a motion for that? Do I have a second?
I second it.
For the payment for the payroll.
for the payroll for this month and also for signing for.
Yeah.
For last month.
This is last month's.
So is that one.
Sure. All the fun paperwork for the town. You signed that already.
It still doesn't, maybe you can talk to Jennifer, whoever, that there's one of these that lists the people on the actual front of it. There's a form that they sign off on that lists all the people and the amount they're getting paid.
Oh, are you, okay, so it's listing who's getting, okay, I can talk to her about that.
And this is for. This is the January to February one. You have the. Wait a minute.
I haven't given
Just
you this
in
month
your-
yet.
Okay. That's last one.
Yours.
All right, so if I haven't, I'm just gonna make another motion for this, the last month's, and that was for 9/51/29. Have a second. All in favor?
Okay.
All right, so I already spoke to the clerk position, so again, hopefully by this month we'll have some resolution on
You still
that.
have to do the towns. That was
I
just.
still have to do
payroll.
the towns.
Yeah.
All right, let's still do the towns, so get back to the last bit.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. So the account payable for the town, 15,075.07. Do I have a motion to approve?
Second.
Would you make the same record in the minutes as what I did in the
Mhm.
Board of Works minutes,
Mhm.
please? Thanks.
Yeah, that one as well. So in the last meeting, there was a question on the lit tax, and there was a ask to make an ordinance. Hannah, can you just speak to that, and then we'll.
Yeah, I mean, my understanding, and I know we had emailed about this very briefly, there were some questions about it. My understanding was that there was a question as to the lit tax and the ability for, I think, the fire department specifically to have some of the funds that were previously allocated for the marshal. And since the marshal no longer exists, what we could do for that. And additionally, my understanding is that there wasn't ever a resolution and or ordinance establishing the lit fund for Francisco specifically. The statute does. And so it's not that they've been, misusing funds or anything. It's just that we've not specifically established something for the town of Francisco. So we went back and drafted that. However, this is, like I said, specifically for public safety. And it states public safety so that it's left pretty general so that you can use those funds in a way, since there is not a marshal position right now or any longer, maybe not any longer.
We'll get to that.
Right. Then it can be used for that purpose. So anyway, that is what, it's just a standard. I modeled it after several other towns. So it's just establishing the fund, or rather going back, and the fund's already established. It's just,
But it's not paying all of it to the fire department.
It's just-
no, it's just for public safety is what it states, which includes the fire department.
Right. Sometime I would like to look at a distribution statement from the auditor.
If I understand the public safety lit tax, it can only be used for law enforcement, EMS, and fire.
Correct.
So there's nothing that, any other than that, it can't be used for anything like that. They do have the general lit tax one that's separate.
Right. And then this one is specific to that. This is what that is intended for, because that was my understanding of the need currently.
Then the lit tax that's been coming in may have been going into the fund that would be for economic development that the town could spend.
Right. That would be a question for, yeah, you're right. That would be a question for the auditor, or whoever is issuing the treasurer of the county for
Right.
that's issuing the fund to you all. That I'm not aware of.
both of you have been able to look at this. So I would like to make a motion that we approve this today.
Second.
And all right, all in favor? All right. So,
Yes, yes.
Do you know the next number by any chance? The ordinance, what it would be?
Tasha, would you know? Okay. The roll.
But I'll add it in there.
That was left open because I didn't know it either. All right. So now for why some of our friends are here today. So the farm lease update. The last couple months, we've been looking into getting work done on the two pieces of property that the town owns that wants to that we have in the past farmed. And in previous discussions, there was some thought of, well, one, to get a bid for the field tile work to be done. We do have two bids, and we'll go into that in just a second. But the other thought, and I know Johnny brought this up, of maybe having this next lease lessee, whatever the word is, right, to also maybe add into what that cost would be. However, I actually would like to say, in the past farm agreements, the person, the farm that was supposed to, or that did take that lease on, that was the responsibility of them to
But
it.
it's never been done.
Never
It's
been
not.
done.
There's towels out there, and me and James can stand on our shoulders and bury ourselves.
And that's the reason why I don't believe that any, right now, the person that won, the farm that won the bid should have to pay for that. That was not done correctly by the town in the past. With that being said, this is our farm ground, the town's farm ground, and it does need work on. There are two bids. One came in from, and I sent this both to everybody, from Edwards Excavating, and the other from John Park Excavating. The one for the big field, as I'll call it, the Edwards came in at $13,143. John Park came in at $16,567. And then for the smaller field, because again, we have two parcels, Edwards came in at $25.62 and John Park came at $37.48. So we do have one that would, in a sense, win if we were opening bids. To pay for this, I know we have, and I've talked to Tasha, there is a line item, and you have that.
We
that
have
there?
a couple.
Okay, so we do have a couple of line items currently that have the funds in them. So we could pay for it that way. We also, I'm going to go into the town marshal piece. I have worked with the Gibson County Sheriff's Department. We got, and also Rick Lynn looked into estimates for all of the equipment and the vehicle. And in working with Hannah, the Gibson County Sheriff Department would like to buy all of it together. We are waiting for a final. We've given them what we think it costs. They're going to negotiate just like any negotiation happens. But that would also pay for this work that needs to be done at the farm. Both of them would. If that money from the town marshal and or these other line items that are, can I see that?
Yeah. So the yellow one is going to be closed at the end of the year. And they said that that can be used. We don't have to ask for additional appropriations. It needs to be used before the end of the year.
So one is a coronavirus
Relief.
fund relief. There's $8,000 in that. There's also,
Who did you talk to about it?
State Board of Accounts.
and there's also this it's blue one, the county economic development.
Right, it can be used. The rainy day can't because it was not appropriated.
Right.
But both of those have enough money. And this is something, again, that the town, in my opinion, and hearing from the town as well, you know, this should have been done. It wasn't, so it's on the town to get this done. We have two bids, we have money. Do we have questions on any of that?
I have a question as far as spending the town money on it. It's wastewater, it's on the for the wastewater plan. The income goes into the wastewater department for the lease. Wastewater department receives the lease money. It's always been, any improvements out there have been paid out of the wastewater. And I'll go on to say this wastewater doesn't have money. And we don't have anything, nothing's balanced, so there's no way to know exactly what you have, but I can tell you that the wastewater is spending a lot more money than they were taking in.
The parcels, though, who owns the parcel of ground? Do we know that? I mean, it's the
It's
town.
my understanding it's the town that owns those. Because the wastewater department and the water department, from my understanding, are not their own separate entities. They're entities of the
Of
town.
the town.
So any property or any resources, assets that they own are property of the town.
Sure.
Okay.
Two separate ID numbers.
Is it? I wasn't aware of that. Okay.
Is that tax ID?
Yeah, federal ID numbers.
Federal ID number?
Okay.
I
Well,
think you're right, I think it's town property,
right.
But it is town,
I think it's still,
for the use of the wastewater department.
but the fields, so you're saying the lessee, if I'm saying the right word, they pay and that money goes into the wastewater fund.
It always has, yes. On anytime.
But at the end of the day, even though there's two IDs, it's still the town's
Student there.
property. So, I don't know if you guys want to speak to anything or.
Well, that was our concern was, after we were, beans for harvest, we got out and looked at
Looked
the
at it.
fields and saw the condition. And then that's why I didn't feel comfortable
Sign the lease.
signing the lease because of the condition that, that we'd be immediately responsible for.
Right.
So,
See,
But per the lease, if this work was to be done, just one second.
Mhm.
If this work was to be done, then it would be your responsibility for any future.
sure, that's understandable. I mean, that's, yeah.
Yeah, I just, again, I'm not aware of the previous, boards or the previous farms, so I'm not going to, put anybody under the bus.
Me neither.
Yeah, but I would say from now, if this work gets done,
Mhm.
then and you do sign the lease, then it's our responsibility as the town. We might not still be here, but the town's responsibility to make sure that you follow what the lease says.
That is understandable.
Which again, for whatever reason, it did not happen in the
Yeah.
past.
I kind of had the same concern with the town as I would if you were trying to pay it from the wastewater. This report is as of November the 30th, 2025. You don't know how much money you have.
But none of that money would have gone out because we've not done any work with that line.
You've been paying bills. When you reconcile your bank account, do you look at the bank statement to say, oh, I'm balanced? Or do you reconcile it and take your canceled checks and your debit charges?
Well, I do mine every week, so.
Yeah, right. That's my point, is that we truly don't know how much money we have.
However, we do know that we will be getting something for the money that's coming from the Marshall equipment. So that's why it's robbing Peter to pay Paul, but we will have money. We will have $15,000. And that money can come from,
So are you proposing to pay it from that money or from the economic development?
I would say from the economic development piece, along with
The
the,
coronavirus
take it out of the
relief.
Right, that one first and then.
Yeah.
delete that one,
Yeah.
and then whatever left, which would only be
Because like I said, that one has to be used before the end of the year because it's going away.
There's 8,500 in that. So we would only need another 7-ish. Again, I'm not going to do the exact math. But this needs to be done.
Well, here's a cheaper way you can go about this, and I don't know if James is willing to go along with what I'm gonna say. Do a bunch of patching. Patch the towel holes this year, and then try to get your money in line for maybe next year. Because I know it's just a Band-Aid to fix them damn things, but a lot of times these Band-Aids last several years.
Right. This though would be not that Band-Aid. This would be a get it done now. And then we won't have that for the next however long. I mean, I've heard a fix like this would be 20 to 30 years.
But when you plow through them old towel lines, you're gonna create new towel holes.
This is a complete.
I know what you're saying, but you got a towel here, you plow through the goddamn thing, you're gonna make another hole. Yeah, because I've got 8 acres like that. It's got been towel 2 times. I've got towels to fit.
Okay.
And I had the guy from the town was supposed to fix the towel holes, and the sucker never did come out and fix them. So I'm kind of pissed at him.
Gotcha.
How much is patchwork?
So much an hour. I mean, you're gonna have a backhoe involved, so you're gonna talk about $100.
What are your guys' thoughts?
I mean, I'm not farming the ground, so you have to figure that
Well,
out, James.
yeah, and that's, there, so typically whenever you tile through old tile, clay tile like that, it opens up additional, that starts flowing. But it's something that you have to chase and fix. Not saying that's a good problem because you got the new tile in there, and just the old, you have to plug where you can, so it stops flowing. And that's a, continuing problem for several years until you can get that old
Every
tile plugged and fixed. So it's,
But would you be willing if we fix it like this is said to be fixed?
right.
Then that would be on you. Would you be willing to?
Yes,
Work on
and we can work something out, and that's, I don't think that there's going to be, it's not a very big field. There's not that many, but the problem is it's not a very big field, and those ones that are out there are considerable, so anything that's going to be done is going to help the field.
And this lease is really the only income that the town has, other than an actual income from the outside. We get stuff
I
from
didn't
the
name
government.
I didn't name
But there's no other income that the town receives other than through the funds.
And I did want to clarify, both parcels are titled to the town of Francisco per Gibson County's beacon. And I say that way because some counties don't keep their beacon up to date. But that is what that shows, as far as I know.
So can I ask the question? So it's the big field, and then the field that would run parallel to I-69 strip,
Why'd you do that?
and then the one in front of clarifiers, the
Yeah,
property
That's
that would be.
There's 2.5, there's 2.87 acres
That's
on
that parcel.
the north side of the
Old
driveway.
land. Yeah, and I'm not sure how the gentleman, wrote up the quote, but I mean, they knew.
But that is, the same guy's been farming over here, has been farming here, but you're paying the rent for that 2.8 acres. And I know there's 4 towns out there.
Yeah. So that's not been farmed, I mean,
Yeah.
the north side's been farmed by somebody else,
Yes,
not the tenant from the south.
if he's farmed everything, yeah, but what the field looks, there's no divide line in there, so, with a 30-foot planter.
Yeah.
Swoop right through there and you're done.
My question was still on the wastewater property. What you're talking about is the water, where the water wells used to be, that 4 acres where the water wells used to be.
No, I haven't even been out there to the water wells. We're talking about that old sewer plant. There's 2.87 acres on the north side of the driveway.
Yes.
And with
And then
the,
clarifier, there's something,
okay, whatever did that,
yeah,
yeah, okay. But with the piece of equipment we got today, we got 30 foot and we're talking maybe 60 foot. Well, you can't even spray it. So the guy that's over here needs to be farming this extra 2.8 acres and taking it off his bill and putting it on the other guy's bill, which would be Ross's.
He's farming it now. I didn't think so.
Brian Crucibles. As far as I know.
Is farming
He,
town's property?
no. Farming Ross's.
Yeah. Yeah, that strip, I thought was the last DC was been ready, because there was beans, the beans that were out there, the last year were on that north side of the lane. And they were left there and everybody else had done harvest.
Okay.
So,
And then
Yeah.
there's farmland on the south of the building.
If this was a thing, when would they need it done by? That was my question.
Right, gotcha. So that is a question. I don't know, and maybe you guys know how long this would take to get done before you guys need to farm.
Well,
and coincides with the, you know, we've got, as of January, we've got 6.5 inches and they're talking another half inch or more coming tonight. So it needs to be dry, fairly dry to do it. I mean, so it may depend on what the weather is and what the, whoever wins the bid, they can get in there and it be dry. It needs to be fairly dry.
it needs to be out there. The ground situation is it's dry in August.
Yeah.
But it's a mud hole.
Yeah, and I think it lays wet anyway, you know, I mean, that's some of the problems. From my, everybody has told us that it lays wet, you know, so this is our first
Sure.
experience with it, you know.
Are you aware that there was a catch basin put along the creek there that I think the tile could hook into?
I don't know.
Yeah, they spent way over $20,000 to have that done.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that.
So would it make more sense then to, I know you had said to let the field sit for this year and to find money, which again, I think we have money.
That would be completely dry.
And then, I mean, you guys still have won the bid, we just haven't signed it.
Right.
But if we were to say, let's get this work done this year,
Mhm.
I'm not saying tomorrow because it's gonna rain.
Right.
But get this work done this year, that field stays fallow this year, both fields.
All right.
And then the work's done, so then, you know, you wouldn't pay anything for the lease this year.
Okay.
But then, once all this work's done, everybody's good to go, and then farm of 27, we sign, or we could sign the lease any point this year, but you wouldn't start until 27 or no, 27, 28, 29.
Yeah, that'll start in 3 years.
That would start 3 years. Can we do that?
I can
Does that
revise
sound
it.
like a better?
If that's what you guys vote on, I can revise the agreement.
Yeah, at least keeps it.
Yeah, and then we can work out anything as far as keeping it mowed or, you know, we can work something out.
Sure. Does that sound like a better plan? So at least we get this done right, and we don't go into any planting season.
Yeah. And if it dries up, something says it dries up, and they get in there before the spring and get it done, then that'd be fine too.
And then we can update the lease
Just to
and.
see what Mother Nature brings.
So what kind of a motion do you, we're gonna make a motion to amend the lease to years 27, 28, and 29, based on whether you can do the tiling this year or not.
Well, my first motion, I want to make a motion to accept the Edwards excavating bid for both the large field and the small field at 13,143 and 2,562. And depending on when they can get the work done, and that money will come out of the coronavirus fund and the county economic development fund. If that gets done, then we can work on the next motion. So this is the first motion to start the process of the field trial work that needs done. We have the bid from Edwards Excavating. The motion's on the table.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, so that motion, so I will get in touch with them. I think you guys know them as well, possibly. So we will, do you have, what do you need?
The bid.
The bid, so it's just for this. All right, so then we will work with them, see when they get done, and then if they get done early, we'll come back. We can update the lease. We can do that at any time. And then I don't know if we need to have a session for that or it's just a.
Well, so here's how I'm
Yeah.
going to, here's the note that I've been making while you guys have been talking. I am going to make sure that in the lease agreement, and you guys tell me whether you don't, I mean, both sides tell me, but, I have a provision that it's the responsibility of the town to repair the tiling, just so that we're clear on that.
Yes.
And then additionally, that it shall be at the discretion of the tenant as to whether that has been completed sufficiently enough to begin the contract term in 2027. Does that sound okay? All right.
But you also said possibly this year if it gets done.
Yeah, it just, and what Mother Nature gives us.
Well, and I guess my point is that I want to leave it up to the discretion of you all, since you all are the farmers,
Okay.
to determine that or not.
Okay.
And is that agreeable to both? I mean, you guys can vote on that, but is that agreeable?
Yes.
Okay.
So we need a motion for that one.
I think the motion would just be to amend the agreement, and just to amend the agreement. You don't necessarily have to say the specifics of what the amendment is.
I'll second.
Okay, I'll make the motion. You're
Okay,
second.
second. Well, you be talking
Lease
fast
agreement.
enough.
Yes.
Aye.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All right. So that's for the farm lease. I spoke about the Marshall items. And all right, there's a couple of things with the Marshall's department with the items. So first off, the items, we had estimates done on the equipment and also on the vehicle. That was then looked at by the Gibson County Sheriff's Department. Again, they said they would like to purchase it. We don't though have a final what that cost would be from them to us. Once that happens, we'll probably have a special session to ratify that. So that's that piece of it. The other piece, or there are a couple of other pieces. One is there is a Marshall Department phone that I would like to get rid of. So
Me too.
because
It's not being used.
we are paying on it, but it's not been used for months. So I would like to make a motion to have us get in contact with Verizon and get rid of that line.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. So get rid of that. The other item is we had talked about at the last town board meeting with the marshals. We had made a motion to did we say to get rid of it, or what did we say last time? I guess I can look at the minutes. But basically, we wanted to look into utilizing the funds that we have in the budget for the marshals to have some sheriff department come and be a both
Contract them.
to contract with a police department so that we could have
Extra.
presence throughout the town and have an extra patrol to come in through the town based on whatever worked for them. I reached out to Oakland City, I reached out to Princeton, to Hopstadt, and I believe Fort Branch as well as the Gibson County Sheriff's Department. The Gibson County Sheriff Department were the only ones that said they could do it. Others couldn't do it for resource-wise or for other reasons. So in talking with them, in talking about the vehicle and the equipment, they said they would be agreeable to a $50 an hour patrol for up to the allocated $650 that we have in the town budget. In talking with them, I said, why don't we try a 3-month period, just to see if it works for them and it works for us. So
They're generally driving through Frisco half a dozen times anyway.
they would be specifically within the town limits patrolling, per
Well,
that
but we got a deputy sheriff lives there, right in town.
There's a couple of them.
Couple of
So they might work within that contract, that would be within their jurisdiction. So we wrote up a memorandum of understanding. And I don't know if I need to get that approved by here or just to work with them and sign it.
I mean, that, I think the council probably needs to discuss and approve, presenting that to the Gibson County Sheriff's Department. And then if it is approved, then you can proceed.
So with that, do you guys have any questions? Does that make sense?
It does to me. I know people will question why in the world would we pay the sheriff's department, because we're part of the county. Why do they not just come through town and they do? So I know people will question that, but that would be my only concern about that.
Yeah, I don't understand that. Why can't they just, I don't know. I get where people are gonna ask that.
Right.
So if, as we discussed at the last board meeting, it was we were gonna, again, talk to any of them to have that control, have that presence. My understanding the Gibson County Sheriff Department is for Gibson County.
But I
this-
also know that small towns and cities have their own police departments and marshals, although a lot of towns have done away with the marshal.
And again, this is only for three months.
I make a
So,
motion to approve
all right,
the proposal there,
I second it.
for 3 months.
So all in favor? Aye. So for 3 months, I will work with them. And
To present it to-
sometime in June, I'll reach back out and if we're gonna have a special session with them or,
Right.
so,
Yeah, I think
see,
we should at that time to see what the
yeah, and the town feels,
towns.
so both sides. All right, so that's,
I do have something on that one.
Gibson County.
I know it
Thank you.
pays for an extra patrol for them to come through here. One thing you guys might watch is if they come over, the sheriff's department helps us out a lot for medical runs, especially in the code or anything like that. Sometimes those codes can run an hour and a half, 2 hours, depending on the nature. So would they log that as part of their patrol, or would that be something separate?
So the way that
That can be put into
the
the contract.
the way that the MOU is currently drafted, is that it's $50 an hour for up to 13 hours, which is the 650 allocation. They are to submit a log of hours monthly before the invoice is paid. At least that's how it's currently presented. Now, whether they negotiate that or not, I don't know. But regardless, they're to, I mean, it's not just that they're gonna say, yeah, we were over there for 50 hours, pay us. They have to present, per the current memorandum, they have to provide a log.
and I did talk with them and they, before, just to see if this looked okay, and they were good with it before we made an actual approval. So, and all of that again will come out in the next three months. So this would be starting on April 1st. So April, May, and June.
And like I said, they help us out a lot on those types of runs. They can get there a lot quicker than a lot of us from their surrounding departments and stuff like that. So they help out a lot.
All right, any other questions on either the farm or the marshal before we get into fire department?
One thing is, you were talking about that there was some work done in the past on the basement. Was there any maps of that or any?
She has some of that, yeah.
Okay. I not necessarily, I mean, I have to have them, but I mean,
Yeah, I will get you
if
a
Edwards needs them, Lincoln,
All right, I'll
Just-
get you copies of it.
yeah, he would probably need that.
All right.
All right, so fire department repairs. Up to you
So-
guys.
We took it down to truck centers,
And
Weathersville,
this is for the truck.
for the truck, yes. So we took it down there,
Where did you take it?
truck centers of Evansville.
Trucks.
They've done a lot of the work on that truck already. We took it down there. They gave us a quote. They actually gave us two. We have given those, I believe, to you.
Right. And I have shared those.
And then we also, they told us that the date codes on the front two tires are from 2006. And there's some cupping on one of the tires that I think might be causing some of the problem. So we also got a quote for that, give it to you as well. Our recommendation is to fix everything on it. Because some of it may not be the issue now. May not be causing the whole issue, but if there's a chance that it could be causing the issue, that is our first due engine to almost all of our calls. I would say at least 90% of our calls would take that truck.
If it's got to do with the tires, it's got to be fixed now. It's not roadworthy. It's got to stay in the barn.
Correct.
And the truck center does not do tires. They contract out to Firestone, which is where I got the estimates from. They're the ones that do all of our tires anyways. I don't think the trucks have ever been to anyone else but them for tires. And then on the quote for the tires, or the estimate for the tires, there's 3 different tires on there to choose from. But then they have the fees and stuff for the tire disposal and the balancing beads and all that.
That's right, there's 3. Okay, I can show this, right? I didn't send that part. So there's one,
It's okay.
so there's one for 1,100, one for 880, and one for 800. So it's not the total, not the 2850. It's for one of those.
Yeah, it was choosing whichever tire we wanted to go with, and then the 2 tires, and then the rest of it.
Okay.
And I think they quoted it for, I don't know, I have to go back and look.
Yeah, 2 at either 556, 410, or 376. All right, so that I was wondering why it was the truck. That makes more sense. So does it matter for you guys? One, which of the tires?
We were recommended, the Firestone recommended us to have of course, the more expensive tire, because of taking that off in the field, something like we do sometimes depending on the situation.
Gotcha.
They're more resilient to debris and stuff like that. Corn stalks, stuff like that won't hurt those as much.
Sure.
But also know there's certain budget you have to, or budget constraint to go with.
So that would be 1171 ish and change.
But you were asking that it be paid not out of your line items, but out of the town funds.
I think that's what we asked for, yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a while since we,
I'd make a motion to buy or do what they need with that.
For the
And
tires.
yes,
That's
pay it out of economic development. We should still have money there.
okay.
Yeah, we just got some.
Yes. Comes in
So-
bundles.
I second that. All in favor for the tires?
All right.
Okay. Now do we want to then wait to see if that, I know you're saying to fix all of it.
We can. I will say they highly recommended that we get the oil leak fixed. They're
Yeah.
calling it a stage 2 right now. We did go look at the bay. It's not, I'm not gonna say it's running completely out of oil because it's not, but there is a decent oil spot in the bay from where that truck sits. They did say that it could get worse, and they did highly recommend that we at least do that.
and then there was, having the wheel bearings and hub oil changed in both front, driver and passenger side. They said the oil on there was pretty dark.
Would that wouldn't get changed though when the tires get fixed?
No, that would be. that
Because the
goes back to
tire
truck
versus
center.
wheel.
Correct.
Gotcha. At least I said it right, so.
And they would check the wheel bearings. We just had a PM service done on it not too long ago. I think.
It was last year. We had the PM service done on it.
So you had sent 2 estimates. One was for
One
like
was for the-
2,500 and the other was like for 30 something,
Yes,
3,600.
3,600 was for, fixing the oil pan gasket where it's leaking oil. The checking the wheel bearings and the hub oil for change. Then there was the U joints for the steering shaft, and alignment, I think it was all that was covered on that.
Yes, I believe it.
All right, and then the other one for just the 2,500.
That's everything but the oil leak.
So we need to get the oil leak fixed. So the
I mean,
30,
it is an older truck. They all leak oil. Engine 4 is leaking a little bit more than the rest of them.
but first we need to get the tires done, which we've done that. Is this quote, will this quote go out at all, or are we good with those
I
numbers
don't think there was a date on that quote.
for expiration, for that?
I'll have to double check on that. I was gonna print them out before we got here for the meeting, but we literally came straight back from Tennessee here.
So again, that would be for 3,600 for the oil, for the bearings, and for other things that need done. Do we have the money for that, I guess, is a question.
I bet it.
Make a motion to make the repairs that they need, pay it out of the edit funds, as long as there's sufficient money there.
There is.
Yes.
And I will make a further motion that you need to transfer money into the fire departments. You indicated last month, or I heard you say that you could let it run in the red until the end of the year and then you make your transfers. We cannot. All line items have to be balanced as the end of June
Right.
for Department of Local Government Finance. So if you could transfer from somewhere within your general fund to their line items to cover what they.
Okay, to use that edit, I'll have to advertise and ask for the additional to get approval to use that money.
The
Just
edit?
so- Yeah. The lit, right?
Well, I'm not talking about that. Oh,
Not the lit edit? That's
No,
not what you're
I
at?
was talking about the edit, economic development.
Oh, okay.
And that,
Just kidding.
Right, but,
okay.
But there is an
but the
edit
lid
lit too.
that,
Okay,
that will end up transferring into the fire department, that could be used for that purpose.
Public safety. that we
Yeah.
made.
Right. That would save some of the town's money, not that I don't want to spend it on the fire department, but you also have your town expenses also.
let me
So first off, let's,
check all the emails and then we can readjust that.
but I will
Where
second,
it's gonna be, we're gonna pay it just where it's gonna be coming
I'll
from.
second the motion that Johnny made to get these repairs done. So, Lori, all in favor?
To determine where
Yeah,
out of,
Yeah.
For the second
yes,
For the-
motion.
yes.
Is that all understood?
It's getting there.
So if you guys can let us know once that's done, and then we can work out.
There was a expiration on the date for the estimates. The estimates are only valid for 10 days and
That was
the
February
estimates
20th.
were February 20th.
We can contact them and see if it's changed at all and let you guys know.
Do we need to worry about how much, or,
If they're going to use the truck, it needs to be repaired in good shape.
and now before prices just keep on raising.
since gas prices are going up?
I know.
God. We
You
did
guys-
29 in Clarksville for fuel before we came all the way back.
That's-
I feel that.
All right, so that's all the council updates. Kix is not here, so we'll yell at him. for
Feel
the
better, Kicks.
Cross street, yeah, feel better, kids. Update from the fire department.
We've had 15 calls of service since February. Two of our members have now passed the fire 1 and 2 class out of Linville, which brings our fire trained personnel to just over 90% for our department. We have a few more that are getting ready. One is taking a class in
Mount Vernon,
Mount
starting
Vernon.
in June.
He'll be making the hour drive down there 2 times a week for the 1 and 2 class down there, and we might have a second one going with him. I don't know if the timing works for him on that. We do want to see if we can sit down at some point and figure out who needs to reach out to DOT. We've gone back and forth about signs for the fire department out here on the highway. Some say the fire department has to reach out, some say town has to reach out. DOT wouldn't talk to me really about signs.
Did something happen?
We've had several people disregard lights and sirens when you're leaving, but it's worse whenever we are trying to back into the station.
They don't want
Most
to wait for us to
recently,
get
I
out.
had somebody who decided to go around the double yellow to get around the fire truck because they're trying to back it in, which is extremely unsafe for them and for the other drivers on the road. So,
Yeah, we were just barely past the yellow line and we were backing in.
So you're speaking for signs.
yeah.
Is there any way, I mean, I know it's a state highway, but to get a light out there?
So I drive past, I work in Evansville, I work at an urgent care down there, and there's one of Evansville's fire departments is on the road that I drive to get to work. They actually have a sign that I'm assuming is I don't know how it all works, but I'm assuming something in the fire department sets off that sign. That sign is only lit up and it's a double caution. That's only on if they're coming in or going out.
Okay.
So I don't know exactly how they have it set up, but I don't know if even just a sign that has a fire truck on it would be nice so that people could at least know that.
I was just
that.
thinking, I know like in towns, they, you know, if it's a road and they have the sign that there's a lights that come on and you have
Yeah.
to stop, but I don't know from a state highway perspective if you can do that.
I don't know.
But, you wanna
We've had quite a
You
few
have
of those calls.
contact with them?
No.
DOT?
No, I don't have nothing. You must be.
Okay.
If you have their number, I can call them. and see
I
what
just Googled it.
Okay.
I think it was the only one over there in Oakland City. And again, it was going back and forth on who can request that, who can't. And
Vincent. Or is that permits before put signs up? Vincent's office,
DOT, okay.
right, and in one of the file cabinets somewhere. There's a permit file and it would have the email of the person to be contacted.
Okay, I can look that up.
Okay, and then if you want to give me that information, I'll make the call.
I think it's Randy something, but I don't remember his last name.
Okay. Any,
number 4 is we still have a significant leak on that end of the building over there. With all this heavy rain we just got.
I talked to Kix about it. He already addressed it with me today. He's like, let him know that I'm getting there, but he can't work on it while it's
Yeah.
raining.
Uh,
So,
Well, even if he goes in and digs a section there, if Circle J doesn't fix their drainage, it's just gonna keep happening. Because their downspouts from their gutters come right at our building. So it's just gonna wash everything right back to the side of the building. But it's actually caused a couple sections in the brick, the foundation. There's mortar missing between the bricks where the water's coming through. So we don't know if the water's coming through and when it froze, started breaking the foundation. But I mean, it's washing mud and everything into the building.
and you had said we can't, I mean,
You can't really force them. You can certainly, claim damages on, anything that we can prove that they caused. My suggestion would be if we know the contact information to whoever owns that, to try to negotiate with them to get something worked out. Whether that be that the town pay part of it, they pay part of it. I mean, however you get that done. But that is certainly always easier than taking up the.
I know the person that lives behind Circle J has been fighting with them
For
to
years,
fix the water issue as well.
ever since they got here.
Well, and it takes a demand letter to them, to say we're.
Well, unfortunately, the demand letter he got from his lawyer got them to reroute their downspouts from the back of the building to the front, which made it worse for up here.
Right.
I mean, it comes right out their downspouts, or they got a concrete section that comes down and it angles it right into our building wall. And it's right about where our leak is, where it's coming into the
So
building.
is
can't do
there
it
any
to
way
the
to redirect it to, I don't know.
To the right.
That's what my question is going to be, is do we know, or can we seek out an engineer that
We
will
have,
tell us?
from our gutters here that run across the front of the building, they come down and there's a drain line that runs to the back of the building already against our foundation there.
So
I
can
don't
we
know
put
if
an
we can tie
extender
into
on
that.
that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
And I don't know exactly where it runs out back there. But again, we also have that issue back there, and I don't know where all that ties in. The person that did a lot of that, he's no longer with us, so no one really knows where all that was tied in years ago. I think it was 2010 when our additions were built. So
Should we have an engineer come in and look at all of it and see what needs to be done?
Well, we know one.
You know, an engineer?
Well, I'm just speaking from my point of view. Everybody can take it as a grain of salt. I don't care. But what I would do, I would just get up here with a damn backhoe, dig a trench across the city ground, put a tile from there, cross and right down to that outlet in the street.
Mm-hmm.
It's gone. Water gone.
I think that's kind of what I think it was Digger that did the dirt back there.
Yeah, that-
I'm trying to go back.
That got deterred because I've only got told to take it back now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to absolutely, I don't know a single thing about it. I don't know the history of it. I don't know, I'm not an engineer. I graduated from Purdue, but I'm not an engineer.
That's just kind of what I would do on my own. Just dig the damn thing, put a tile up through there
And that's fine. However, you don't want it to reroute anywhere that could cause an issue around here to where it could be
Well, if it
liability on
goes
the town,
into
where
the
we're just passing the
Yeah.
ball down the road.
But
That's
if it
all
goes
I'm
in
And
the
there's a sewer right there below the driveway.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Down
if
by
we
the
run it
pole
out
barn?
the back, where it discharges out there, it might cause problems with the town's pole barn down at the bottom.
But
of
you
it.
have to run down on an angle, hook everything, so it runs out there in the street in that sewer.
Right.
And that goes right to the ditch.
We'll just need to
I think we
find
got
the,
more irrigation down there for your,
It's right to that Sam maintains.
getting irrigation for the plants.
Yeah,
so let's, I guess we just need to look into that some more and figure out who can do that or other.
And I do have pictures and videos of the rain running down that concrete, if you
Okay.
guys wanted that.
If we need
If
to.
we need, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I
So
give
what
up
are you gonna
drawing
do?
on myself.
I gotta find an engineer.
Is he not an engineer?
Not that kind of
I
engineer.
think it is,
Oh.
I don't know what all he knows. I know he does fabrication.
I
He's
mean,
a-
maybe we can
he's a
talk
genius.
to our, guy that's gonna work on the field.
Yeah.
As well.
He's a pretty good
They do excavating.
metal fabricator, but I don't know what he knows outside of that. So
Let me talk to,
oh, yeah.
We have a couple of options in town, and I can put something on that community page,
I don't
Great
Facebook page.
and he does really
Sure.
good work.
if you wanna give me some numbers too, and I can call them directly. All right, so I will look into that and see who can do something.
And just let us know. We'll do what we can to help. Well, after the 20th, I'm not doing any digging. So
You're having surgery, right?
yeah, I'm having my back surgery.
You know all about that.
This will be my 5th one. Hopefully this one takes.
Oh, I hope so.
Other items?
We do have a new Facebook page for the fire department. We had issues getting some of the control released from the last one. So initially we just had to close that one down and make a new one. We now have complete control over that Facebook page. We're trying to get everything moved over, pictures and stuff like that.
How many members do you have now?
We're-
There's 7 of us.
And insurance has all of your
Yes.
information,
Yep.
great.
All but
Just
one
updated that.
member, because he doesn't have his license yet. He's one of our
He's
Well,
on our,
yeah.
yes, and he doesn't have to be on that, so,
Yeah.
yeah. Everybody that needs to be on there is on there.
Okay.
Yeah, I sent that over just the other day because I was talking to them.
Speaking of members, the last thing that we have is we are still looking for people. So if anybody wants to apply, they can either message the Facebook page, they can call and leave a message to the fire department. or they can message any of the current members.
We were talking the other day, sorry, I question. Who told you that you have to own your trucks to be a territory?
The township did. The
The
township
township?
said they cannot
Okay, 'cause
contract with us.
that doesn't make any sense to me because like Hofstadt, they're a territory now and the town owns their fire trucks.
From my understanding, the township told us, the township trustee told us that she was informed that they could not contract directly with the fire department if we do not own our vehicles.
Okay,
But
Even though we own the equipment, she told us that she couldn't contract with us without us owning our trucks.
there's a lot
Let's-
of red tape and back and forth stuff.
yeah,
going
and
on
I mean,
right
to
now.
become a territory, it's a lot of work. It's what I've the stuff that I've been told, but maybe just think about that, like researching it a little bit more, only because, I mean, you got a lot of funding coming in from being a territory.
Yeah, it changes a lot of the funding.
It's a big game changer.
It's a huge game changer.
Anything else from the fire department?
At this moment, no, I think that's everything we have.
All right, so before we close, any town questions or issues, concerns? Yes, ma'am.
The water bill.
Yes, your water bill.
I want to pay it.
Kix isn't here, so I'm gonna have to call him.
Okay, so she will call Kix and then get, she has your contact info?
I'll give it to him.
Okay, so
Okay.
we'll figure that one
Appreciate
out.
that. Thank you.
Yes. Anything else?
I'd like to attend the AIM roundtable.
Okay.
And the town normally pays the registration fee. I have in the past that paid the expense for it. But-
Where is it this year?
Well, there's one in Lagodi, but they're all in the evening and we can't drive at night, sorry. Old age can't drive at night. So it would be Lagodi or Madison that I would go to.
Madison? Where's Madison?
Madison, is one that is way over. And it might be something that you had one of these in your basket. You might be interested in knowing.
I was actually looking at that as well. I reached out to Stephanie about it, seeing if she would be interested in going with us, beginning of the EMA.
It's, yeah, it's capital projects. So it's probably more interested to you.
Yeah.
What you're thinking about. I want to clarify something. I did not say that I would take that job back. And that was not the reason, and that was not the reason that I was given that we left. Just want to clarify that. As I said, I had asked for an executive session to cover what I wanted to discuss and wasn't granted that. Otherwise, I would not have brought it up. I do appreciate the work that you've done. Just 600 or 166 hours seems excessive to me. And I understand you're saying she does everything.
Well, she is doing everything now, so.
Back to it.
I mean, I don't mind if you guys don't, I mean, I'm working the hours that I'm working
Yeah.
to get stuff done. If you want to put a cap on that, we can do that, but I'll just get done what I can get done.
I only have one vote and I know how it would go, so that's fine. Would you mind to make a copy of that? Front and back, please.
Anything else? All right, thank you guys for coming. Oh, do you have one more? Yeah.
That meter across the ditch is that supposed to be like that, or,
Is this on, Cross Street?
yeah, I think I spoke to you. It's on,
Chestnut?
Chestnut.
I don't know.
And whoever it was that answered the phone
It
said
might have
right.
been. Oh,
And, you said you'd have to look into it.
does
It's on Chestnut Street, but
the
the
meter on Chestnut Street? Tasha, do you,
That's what I have.
What?
a meter on Chestnut Street that's, is it,
across the ditch from my property. the meter is.
I apologize if I forgot, so.
Oh, that's all right. You sounded pretty busy that day I spoke with you.
Over off First Street
Chestnut.
It's on
and
Chestnut.
Chestnut. What about?
It's
She's asking,
across the ditch.
is it above is it just, what's the problem with it?
Well,
Last corner.
before,
Building.
That's where it gets that. The changes, you had Williams, I don't know what his first name was, that
Honestly.
did that. He said that that meter was no good,
Okay,
that it needed replaced. But now, like I said, and I know he had a
I
problem
think that's
shutting it
what she's
off, that
Kickston.
Yeah.
Okay,
he thought he had it off, and my ex-husband showed him or said something to him about, they said it had 2 shut-offs or something like that, and he checked that, and he was able to shut it off. So I don't know what he did, I'm not,
so this goes into what you're asking about with your water bill too. So
Yes.
so
yes,
Kix, let's have Kix figure both of
Okay.
those things out,
Okay.
and then we'll see if it's something needs replaced or
but
whatever they say.
It probably won't be until tomorrow because, like I said, he's
Sick.
under the weather
it's
tonight.
all right. Like I said, I've got what, 5 more days on water bill, that's when it gets paid on time.
Sure. Anything else? All right, with that, I'll make a motion to end the town board meeting.
Second.
All in favor? Thanks, everybody. And I'll,